Today on Sports Card Investor, we're going to talk 1980s basketball cards while I open an unopened box from 1988 Fleer and go hunting for Michael Jordan. My name is Jeff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies, and at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me on my journey to profit from the hobby we all love. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another episode. And folks, I've got something to be excited about today. I am looking forward to opening up this box of 1988 Fleer NBA basketball. The packs look great, and this is an authentic box. It has not been searched through. We are really opening up a box that has been kept in great condition and has the possibility of pulling some great cards. And in fact, let's go to my Market Movers data tool to look at what the four biggest pulls from 1988 Fleer basketball would be. And this would be if we could get these cards to grade PSA 10, which is a big if, but it's something we're going to hope for because of how well these packs have been preserved. So first of all, your top line on the graph, that is your Scottie Pippen rookie. There's only 217 of these in a PSA 10 population. If we're able to get one, its market value around $1,625. The next line on the graph is your Michael Jordan card. Of course, that's your third year Michael Jordan card. PSA pop of 517 of those. That has been trending down some recently, of course, because some of the hype around The Last Dance has subsided. But it will still fetch you over $1,100 for that particular card. And then you've got your Dennis Rodman rookie card right there, the kind of the pink line on the graph, and that is currently around $1,000 to $1,100 card as well. And then finally your Reggie Miller rookie card, pop 148, and that card's going to be around $1,000 as well. So if we hit any of those cards, if we hit the Pippen or the Jordan or the Rodman or the Fleer, that is going to be, Fleer, the Rodman or the Miller, the Reggie Miller in the Fleer, that is going to be great. And that is what we're hoping to do. We're hoping to hit a few of them. I'm going to tell you the story in a minute of how I got this box. To open it with me, I'm going to bring my friend Mark on the show. Mark is an avid sports card collector, particularly basketball cards from this era, and he helped find this box. So him and I actually split the cost of it, and we're going to open it together right now. So here we go. Without further ado, please welcome my friend Mark to Sports Card Investor. Hey Mark, welcome to Sports Card Investor.
Thanks, good to see you.
Yeah, so Mark here, this guy has one heck of a basketball card collection. He brought a few of the cards with him to show us today. Before we start opening up this box, Mark, why don't you pull out a couple of these cards here and show the audience?
Yeah, a couple of highlights. I know a lot of people are focused on the modern cards, some of the newer stars, but you can't forget the old vintage. Here this is the second year Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Card I picked up, in my prime collecting years. I would say this is all like kind of 91 to 93, my high school time. So there's a Lou Alcindor. And then match, this is again the same year, the 70-71, a little bit scuffed up there, but that's the Wilt Chamberlain from the same year. And then some other vintage things to appreciate. Dr. J, this is graded in a 5. This is actually going to be going back to PSA. Maybe I can get up to a 5.5 or even a 6 on that. I feel like it looks pretty good.
It's a nice looking 5 for sure.
Yeah, no, it's a great card, and it's one of those cards that when we were young, you saw it, and if it looked mint, it was mint. We didn't have grading back then, and so
yeah.
My initial reaction getting a 5 was, oh, this is terrible, but we had a different eye. We weren't looking through jeweler's loupes and magnifying glasses back in the day.
We got a little collection coming here. This
collection,
is a fun one.
The Magic Bird.
There you go. Look at that. Look at all three of those. Those are nice. And this 8 down here is, man, that is a sharp card. That to me looks beyond an 8. Like I could find very little imperfection with that. I'm surprised I didn't grade out as a 9. Beautiful card.
Yeah, this is a recent buy. This also might be going back to PSA again. Maybe I can get a half point on there. The other two were off center and printing dots, which was pretty common. That's a really tough card to get in mint. The printing dots were probably the biggest issue. If you look at a lot of the older ones, black dots all over the cards.
By the way, this is we're taking this very seriously today. I do not normally do this for any break. But Mark has advised me that these 88 Fleer are very susceptible to fingerprints and surface issues. So we are getting suited up here for a very serious card break today.
Well, that's another thing about condition. When we were young and we were handling cards, you realize how many times you probably put your thumbs and your index fingers gripping a card.
Yep.
We weren't really super careful because, again, you weren't looking with a black light to find residue from fingerprints. Nowadays, if you're going to open wax, I think you should definitely put on some gloves and make sure you don't run into that. Some other cards from my 86-87 set that I had graded. There's a Magic Johnson. Again, the Julius Erving.
Yeah, cool card. Very iconic set. Obviously, this set's gotten a ton of attention recently.
The great thing about 86 Fleer, the images of the superstars are fantastic. You got Magic midair, Dr. J with a dunk. There's a Clyde Drexler.
Clyde the Glide.
Larry Bird. This is a card in extremely low population. The 10 grade cards of Magic and Bird are going, with about $1,000. They were really tough to find. A lot of them with just a lot of centering issues on these.
A couple more Drexlers there. Oh, and here we go. Here's the GOAT. We got the GOAT coming up.
The GOAT boat.
The GOAT boat. We got a boat of goats.
This is the 3 Michael Jordans that I have. These are all picked up through wax packs back in 1991, 92.
So this is the real deal. This is not like me, where I just now go around and pick cards off eBay or auctions or that type of thing. This is This is real deal, open from your own personal collection out of wax back in 91, 92.
So a great story about this is I'll tell as I flip through some of these. One of these is going back to PSA. I think I got at least an 8.5 on one. So funny story. My basketball card collection kind of got launched in high school. I was grounded. That's how my parents used to punish me, and convinced my sister to take me to a card show. Here's a Jordan rookie sticker.
Nice.
Again, this is pulled from wax, back in the early 90s. So my sister takes me. She's college age. I'm in junior high, and I convinced her to let me borrow $95 at a card show so I can buy an 86, 87 Fleer wax pack. And I get a Jordan on my first pull.
Wow.
First pull, Jordan, Drexler, and Dumars. And I get home, I tell my dad, and he is kind of thrilled by this, even though I broke the rules. Brings us back, and we buy about 10 wax packs over the next few weeks. Launches my collection. At one point, I probably had 7 of those the 57 Jordan rookies, and I was selling them these things in high school for around $250 to $300. Wish I could have those back.
Yeah, for sure.
The second years, these are also 8s. The second year sticker.
Yep, cool.
Popular card.
And then you got the third year, and this is actually, so these two are what we're hunting for today. So pay close attention to these, because this is your 88 Fleer Jordan and your 88 Fleer All-Star Jordan, and those two are coming from the same box that we are about to open.
Yep, and if we can pull, nines on these cards can be, $250. If you get a 10, you're, at $1,500 for any of the 10s of the elite cards in this box.
Yep.
The Jordans, the Jordan All-Star. There's 3 Jordans because you have the regular Jordan, the sticker, and the All-Star. The sticker is going to be super tough to get into 10 because it's the part facing the wax. So we'll just cross our fingers, or cross our covered fingers, and hope that we pull a non-wax stained Jordan out of these.
All right, so here we go. So this is the box, and let's bring it up here close up on the camera. And one thing you may notice right off the bat, so this box is not sealed, which normally, and this is a good lesson for everyone out there, normally, by the way, I feel so crazy, like this is a good lesson for everyone. I feel like I'm in the Blue Man Group or something. But anyway, this is important. We're making sure that we take good, tender care of these. So an important lesson for everybody out there is, normally, if you're going to buy old wax from this era, you have to make sure that it hasn't been searched, that packs haven't been searched. So normally, you're going to want to only buy sealed and ones that have been authenticated by like the Baseball Card Exchange, because that group, Baseball Card Exchange, will authenticate old wax, and they sold a lot of the wax back in the day, and they'll authenticate it to ensure that it hasn't been tampered with. However, I know, Mark, you've done a lot of research. We found a seller on eBay who had purchased this box and had this box personally under his care ever since he bought it back in, and I think he was a dealer back in the day, right?
Yeah, we exchanged many emails on this. Obviously it was a little bit of a risk, but we got a good price on this. But he verified all the entire sticker set repeats 3 times over with the handful of randoms that you would get. Now, typically the way Fleer was doing these packs back in the day, these boxes, is they would cut the cards and there was a specific pattern. I don't know that it holds true for 88, but if 86, 87 Fleer is a super hot item on eBay, but you have to be extremely careful. I would actually probably advise not buying something that was not actually certified.
Yeah.
I took a stab at it and learned the hard way. I was able to recoup some of my money, but essentially there was a pattern to the way Fleer was cutting the cards. So if you got your first card, for example, was Larry Bird, your next card in the pack was going to be out 65 or 66 cards later. So maybe you were getting like Sedale Threet. Then your next card, the third card, would be the one right before Bird. So maybe it was, Barkley or one of the loans in alphabetical order, and then it would go back to, 65 cards later. So basically, you were getting consecutive sets of each card, and it was a very predictable pattern. If you go on eBay and watch the wax box openings of BBCE certified boxes, you will see that by and large, they all mirror that same pattern. It's a card, then one later in the alphabet, then it's the preceding card, and it goes and alternates back and forth, except when the card goes upside down. That's called a section break, and then it kind of resets. You turn the pack over, it's upside down, and it kind of restarts that same pattern. So we've done a lot of research about this. I don't know if that same pattern will hold true for the 88 Fleer, but we know for sure that all the stickers are there in 3 full sets and then some randoms, and then what we're hoping for is at least 3 to 4 of our star cards. What we're looking for here are the 3 Jordan cards, the base, the All-Star, and the sticker. We're looking for Reggie Miller rookies. Scottie Pippen rookies is probably the next best thing after the
Dennis
Jordans.
Rodman. Dennis Rodman rookies,
absolutely.
and then John Stockton, I think, is in there as well, right? And then we were just looking. So I just opened the box here. We're just looking at the packs as well. And Mark, you said that the packs look good to you as well because of. Actually, tell me a little bit about the corners.
So the corners you'll see really hold their color on these. If you look at a lot of old wax that's going on eBay, a telltale sign that it may have been tampered with is it has a lot of white stains or kind of white stretch marks almost at the corner. Because of the nature of the wax and the printing, it's pulled pretty taut in the sealing. When it reopens and you try to reseal it, it leaves a little bit of a mark. I also know this because when I bought wax back in the day, my grandfather actually took one of these in our kitchen, looked at it, and he was like, oh, this is made of wax. Put a bunch of cards back in, heated up our toaster, a little metal toaster, slid it on for about 15 seconds, put it back in the freezer, and it was totally sealed up. And so that is literally how people would reseal these packs. And it's like I said, it's something you probably should be really careful about buying. We got very comfortable through a lot of exchanges with this buyer, and they just went through a lot of care to demonstrate the authenticity of the box. So let's do it.
And I talked to him as well. I believe that this is an authentic box. And so, by the way, cost of the box was around $3,000. So just to set the stage. So we are hoping with a box that has been kept in very good condition, just one person has owned this all through its history, and cared for it and stored it nicely. So we are hoping that we have the ability to pull some 10s out of here. But will that be the case? Who knows? Of course, centering always in question. So let's get to it. Let's start opening, Mark, and let's see what we got. You want to do the first pack? You should do the first pack honors here.
This is another telltale sign of not being tampered with. See how easily it's opening? Mm-hmm. Typically, if you're going to have a tampered pack, the wax is typically going to be overheated, and it's going to cause a lot of staining on the back of that card. And so these packs open it nicely. Obviously, Fleer had their machines calibrated so as to not damage the cards.
Right.
You can't say the same that someone that's searching these packs is going to know that exact calibration. They're going to overheat it. They're going to melt the wax too heavily, and it's going to stick to the back of the card. That would be another telltale sign that you've got a problem.
Learning all kinds of stuff here today. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, and look at who we're starting with. There you go. Little Magic Johnson. Very nice.
We've got a little printing defect there. We're going to wipe. I think this is a good omen. I really like the fact we just pulled a Magic Johnson
I hope so, too.
First card out of the
Although
pack.
I hope the printing defect sticks to that card. And then the Alex English on the back. And by the way, we were talking, so that's the sticker card, which you're going to find on the back of each of these packs. And we were talking about how these sticker cards, it is extremely difficult to get these in a good grade because of the fact that you've got that stain on the back with the fact that was touching the wax. So you got a wax stain. You can see it kind of right there a little bit.
So we're pulling these cards, and we have another interesting pull here.
Oh, there we go. Look, we got our first John Stockton
and that's
card.
Nicely centered. I will say that's a really nicely centered card.
Yeah, it is. It's probably not 10 centering. That's probably like 9 centering. It's slightly shifted to the right, but it is extremely sharp corners. You can see how well that card's been preserved. The edges are sharp on it as well. You've got little slight bit along the top edge there with how that was cut, but that's just picking up in the extreme light. Other than you got 4 really crisp corners, you've got crisp edges, and you're slightly over to the right in terms of centering. But other than that, that is a really, really nice card. Very, very nice card. So that is John Stockton. Excellent, excellent.
We got the Isaiah Thomas actually came up right behind. Again, pretty good centering on this card. What's funny about John Stockton is even though he was an incredible basketball player, he hasn't quite seen the value of some of the other superstars of his time. But I think when you look back at his career, a checklist. This is actually a card, at least in the 86-87 Fleer, that's tough to get in high grades because when we were little, we used these checklists.
Yeah.
And so a lot of them got marked up.
Yeah.
If I don't remember exactly what the values, but if you were to look at, for example, the 86-87 Fleer checklist, 10s and 9s are extremely rare. So it's pretty interesting to see that right off the bat. We've got Mark Eaton All-Star, Benoit Benjamin, Antoine Carr. Here's our Magic Johnson and a Dominique Wilkins, slightly off center right to left, but still a nice looking card. I'll put that in our better pile there,
okay.
And I will move these commons.
Right.
Centering is really going to be our big variable when we send these all in to get graded.
All right, here we go. All right, we got a Magic Johnson sticker on the back. Hopefully that will turn out to be in good shape. All right, we're still in search for our first Jordan or our first Rodman or our first Pippen.
Or Reggie Miller.
We haven't hit any of the big 4 yet, but we are hopefully going to hit them soon. We did just get another Akeem Olajuwon, and that is a Fleer All-Star Akeem, and that's nicely. Oh, there we go. Hey, we got our first Jordan.
Got a Jordan.
We got our first Jordan. We got our first Jordan All-Star. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a nice look at this one. That is really nicely centered. That seems to be a really good condition card right there. And yeah, I mean, that's got a shot. That's got a shot at a 10.
So I've got a 9 that looks at least as good as my 9.
Yeah.
To me that's a for sure 9. It's probably around $250. But if that hits a 10, that's into the $1,000 to $1,500 range.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. That's really, really nice. That's a great condition Jordan. There you go. Look at that. All right.
Get him in his own pile even.
Yeah, definitely put him on his own pile, and we're gonna have to top loader these here in a minute. And we got a Reggie Miller. There we go. We got our first Reggie Miller.
Centering also.
That is also well centered. Look at that. Look at that. So crisp. Very nicely centered, crisp card. Got a slight amount of fraying along the top edge, which you can see on the camera, but honestly, that's super, super minor. I think, this has got a good shot. That's got a good shot. Nice card.
Absolutely.
Nice card. All right, we'll put that one up there with the Jordan. All right. Nate McMillan, Eric Floyd, Johnny Dawkins, John Sally.
Spider Sally.
Reggie Theus. Remember that guy? I think he played for the Magic for a while, right? And then Magic Johnson. There you go. A little not good centering on the sticker there once again, but nice sticker nonetheless.
So here is something interesting that I've just noticed on this card before I even saw who it was. When I took this pack out, I noticed actually that the sticker on that back seemed to be slightly longer than the other cards, and it seemed kind of noticeable.
That is true.
What is encouraging about it
is
that it is a Michael Jordan.
Nice.
Little off-center top to bottom and right to left, but it still could grade decently. And one of the things you'll notice here, again, we talked this before, I don't know if you can see it in the light, but you can see a little bit of the wax stain that you see that is typical, even on these perfectly authentic packs. because the hot wax seals on here, and we have some remedies where we can YouTube around, and there might be some things we can do to help clean that card off without damage. We're going to put that in our Michael Jordan stack over there, and we will flip the rest. We've got a Robert Parrish, Buck Williams, Charles Oakley back on the Bulls. Oh, we got a Charles Barkley.
Very nice.
It's a nice looking card. Again, pretty centered. The corners on these cards just look phenomenal.
Very
when
crisp
you pull,
corners. Yeah.
You just don't often see vintage cards like this right out of the pack. The corners are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mark Price, he was a great player. I believe this is his rookie card. I'm not sure how much value there is there, but he was a great memories of watching him play. Sam Perkins, most notoriously known for one of his NBA Finals winning threes, and also the victim of Michael Jordan's up and under move from the 91 NBA Finals. Dan Shays, Frank Burkowski, and here's a Dennis Rodman.
Oh, we got our Dennis
rookie.
Rodman. There you go. Excellent. All right, for sure.
Centering.
Yep, let's take a close look at this Dennis Rodman rookie. There's one of our first ones. So it is slightly off to the right. It's probably not 10 centering because it is slightly shifted off to the right there. However, every other aspect of the card looks good. The corners are super sharp. The edges are super sharp. The top-bottom centering might also be a little bit off. It looks like it's a little bit on the upside. So really, this card, you're just dealing with a centering issue, but every other aspect of that card is super sharp. So hopefully that is within the PSA allowed boundaries for like a 9 centering. I don't think that would get a 10, but a 9 on that card would certainly be a nice one to have. All right, let's find our Jordan here. Let's find our Jordan. All right, Charles Oakley. Have not seen him before in this set. We've got a Robert Parrish. I don't think we've had a Robert Parrish sighting or an AC Green sighting. Kevin Willis. Oh, we got another Michael Jordan All-Star team. There we go. That's good news.
I actually think that this, graded in its highest levels, is actually more valuable than the base card.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't even know that. We'll have to make sure that we get that in our Market Movers database so that we can be tracking the price of that particular card. That is a really nice card. Slightly off to the right, but it's pretty close. Slightly off to the right, but again, really sharp corners, really sharp edges. Surface looks in great shape. So I think we got some really, really solid cards here, for sure. And then we have we got Akeem. That's a nice Akeem card. In fact,
Reggie Miller.
That one's better centered than the Jordan was. That's a really nice centering on that Akeem right there. Reggie Miller. That one's fairly off center, but it's not a nice Reggie Miller nonetheless. Good to get another Reggie Miller. And then let's see, we got a couple more here. We had the Bernard King, Eric Floyd, Nate McMillan, John Sally, and then the All-Star, the Magic Johnson All-Star. So we've got, so far we got 2 Jordan stickers, or we got 1 Jordan sticker and we got 2 Jordan All-Star cards.
2 Reggie Millers.
2 Reggie Millers.
A Stockton. I think those are most of the, because we haven't seen.
We had a Rodman.
A Rodman, yeah, Rodman, and then we have not seen yet the base Jordan or the Pippen. Kevin Williams, Kevin McHale, and here it is.
Oh, there we
Michael
go.
Jordan.
There we go. All right, sound the alarm. Sound the alarm. We got our first Jordan. Oh, and it's a good one. The centering on that is really, really solid. That is a well-centered card. Look at that. Look at that. The left-right centering looks great on that card. It's almost perfect. Almost perfect. The top-bottom centering slightly moved up to the top, I guess. But, I mean, overall, that might be within the allowable ranges of a 10. That is a really, really well-centered, sharp card. Every aspect of that card is sharp. Every aspect of that card is sharp. The edges are perfect. The corners are absolutely perfect. I mean, I really think we might be looking at a PSA 10.
That would be exciting. We'll be eating some gum.
I really do. We will eat some gum. If this Jordan comes back as a 10, we're going to eat some gum for sure. That is a good-looking, sharp Jordan card right there. Look at that.
I think it's fair to say at this point, in addition to the confidence we had in our discussions with the buyer, in addition to the fact that the packs are opening easily, you see, it's like I said, you're not really getting a lot of stickiness to the card. The corners looked good, and from the cards we're pulling, I think it's pretty clear that we secured ourselves an unsearched, untampered with box at an attractive price. It just took a little bit of legwork.
It did,
to dig out.
And we paid, I think, you could have bought one of the baseball card exchange ones, which I think were going to be running about $1,000 more, if not a little more than that. So, because this one was no longer sealed, we took that chance to save the $1,000. But we, again, as Mark said, we felt very confident with the person we were buying it from. And it looks like it's paying off right now. Yeah, and it's rare that, well, look at that. Right on the back. Let's see how that does. We'll come to that one then in terms of the sticker. Yeah, I mean, it's rare that you get to open up, packs from this old that were this well preserved. And so it's kind of a special experience being able to do this here.
It's a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, it really is, for sure. What's funny is this is 88 Fleer basketball, and I have a ton of 88 baseball. I was a huge baseball card collector, 87, 88. Oh, by the way, got another Dennis Rodman there. Not great centering on that one. It's certainly off to the right in terms of the centering, but it's pretty sharp nonetheless. Slight amount of fraying along the top edge, but the corners all look really nice, and the other edges of that look really nice. So that's still a great card. And I don't know, I kick myself now. Why wasn't I buying basketball back then, right? I mean, even 86, I was buying baseball cards in 86. I've got a ton of 86 tops. I don't have any 86 Fleer. I don't know why I don't have any 86 Fleer. Why was I not buying 86 Fleer at the time, right?
At 40 cents a pack?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, what the heck was I doing?
I wonder.
Somehow I was preserving this 86 tops, thinking this was going to be like my retirement plan. Like, this 86 tops was just this amazing thing. But in reality, it was the 86 Fleer basketball that I was not buying. All right, so there's the Jordan. Definitely not well centered on that. Definitely printing not the best on that. Definitely a little skewed and not great centering. But once again, great edges, that type of thing. Just a little off on the actual printing.
You know what's funny? I wonder if you had bought wax $10,000 investment in wax case in 86 Fleer, how that would compare if you had bought Amazon, IPO, Microsoft, and all these various.
It would be. We did that comparison one day. We did that comparison. I had Chris from House of Jordans on my show, another podcast, and he said that if you had bought a case of 86 Fleer, it would be more valuable today than that same amount of money had you put it in Microsoft stock. And of course, Microsoft is the largest going up stock during that entire time period, because 86 was right when they were getting started.
It's a nice looking Akeem Olajuwon there. I feel like the centering on that looks really, really good. We'll put that over into our grading pile.
This is pretty cool. Mark called me up, by the way, a few weeks ago, and he was like, hey, I want to buy a box. I want to spend $3,000 on a box of 88 Fleer. Will you split it with me? And I was like, okay, sure, let's do it. I said, we'll open it on the show. It's going to be fun. We'll go down memory lane and open up some cards.
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun. It's and the anticipation from the weeks ago has been killing. So here's a nice looking Kareem, slightly off center, but still looks.
It's a good Kareem,
looks pretty good. What's interesting about the Kareem cards is I feel like there's less interest in some of the more vintage Kareem. If you look at what it trades for on eBay, and this is you can validate this. But I feel like some of the because you can achieve it in like an 8, 9, or a 10, there might be more appeal in those. There's just not that many high grade, the early 1970s Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But you get a PSA 10, 86 Fleer for that card. You're probably anywhere between $500 and north of $500, and they're out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I was looking through some of the eBay auction data. I only found one PSA 10 Jordan sticker transaction. It was $20,000, and I thought that it was either a fake sale or a typo, and I couldn't find any other records of it. But when I looked at the pop report, there it is.
By the way, sorry to interrupt the story.
That's worth it.
But that's a good reason to interrupt the story. There we go. We got it. We got the Scottie. Right there.
It looks pretty good right
It's
to
a
left.
really good Scottie.
Yeah.
It's a really good condition Scottie. It's slightly over to the left. You can tell it's actually slightly skewed. There's a little more space there to there. Well, actually there to there, there to there. It's slightly skewed, but it's pretty minor overall. I mean, it might fall within the boundaries of the allowable range on a 10. It's pretty darn close. It's a good surface, beautiful corners, beautiful edges. Yeah, it's a nice card. That one's got a real shot. So
when they send them these in for grading, it won't take as long as opening the wax box. We could open the PSA box and see how we.
That's true. We will have to do it. We'll do a
that
follow-up
will be even
episode.
more exciting. Even more exciting.
We'll do a follow-up episode to see what all the grades came back from on this.
Nate McMillan. I'm not going to flip these upstairs. Bernard King. And
Oh,
there we go.
You got to flip that one over.
We're gonna flip this one and take a look. The centering.
That's great.
Wow, dude, that
great.
Could be a 10.
That is great. That is absolutely. Look at that. That is perfect centering. That is absolutely perfect centering. Perfect corners. Perfect edges. Yes, that is a beautiful card.
And you know what I will say? Michael Jordan gets a lot of favorite attention from media and sports fans. But the basketball card companies did him a favor too. You think about the Fleer Michael Jordan rookie. Skying above everybody, the vivid red uniform. 87, 88, not as exciting, but this card, I mean, that is one of the most iconic Michael Jordan moments of all time, captured right here. And I hope they put a PSA 10 on that, even make it even more iconic.
I totally agree. That is really, really nice. Really nice. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Now I'm glad we're wearing gloves.
Yeah. Well, think about back in the day when you opened this when you were a kid, you were handling your cards. We put our fingers all over them. And that's one of the things that PSA is looking at is they're using black lights, they're using jeweler's loops, and they are really making sure that surface grade, which is just something we didn't really pay attention to.
Yep.
We looked at corners and centering, and that was really all we could see.
Yep. Should we take a break for a moment to load some of these in top loaders to kind of clear things out? All right, we're going to take a quick pause. We'll be right back. All right, we just took a quick pause there for the purpose of organizing the cards and putting the gradable ones into these card savers so we can go ahead and get them off for grading. You'll notice, by the way, that we put them inside penny sleeves, and I'll show you on the close-up camera here. These went inside penny sleeves, and then what we also did, the penny sleeves then went into one of these card savers, and because the grading companies, PSA and everything, want you to submit using these kind of semi-rigid card savers. And I always like to put these little Post-it pull-out tabs. The Post-it Notes company makes these, 3M, because that makes it easy for the graders to pull them out and not have to wedge their fingers down there, which the graders certainly appreciate. But this is the review of what we've got so far. We've got 3 of these Jordan All-Star cards in really, really nice shape. Then we've got 1 of the actual Jordan right there. Looks in perfect condition. Look at that guy. We've got 1 of the Pippen, and we've got 2 of the Rodman. So that's where we stand so far, and we got several packs left to go. So
we have more than several. We have 17 packs.
17 packs left to go out of 36.
Literally,
So
we eyeballed it right around halfway. We've opened 19. We got 17 more.
We have done well for only opening up half the pack so far. I think we've done really well to get all of those. So let's find our way to some more Jordans. Pick your pack. Yeah, my last one wasn't either, but that means the next one will be, because look how we're starting there. Look how we're starting there. Got another Michael Jordan sticker. That is our third Michael Jordan sticker. Yeah, I didn't even show any of the stickers off when I just showed the nice cards that we've gotten so far. And let's see if that your theory holds true about them being larger. It is. It is interesting. Those were all printed larger, the stickers were, than the rest of the cards. All right, let's see if we got anything interesting in this one.
You really got to be an old-time basketball.
Oh, there we go.
Are they back to? Is Pippen and Jordan? Oh no, there's a little in between.
That would be good. But we got the Pippen there.
What's in the centering there?
Really nice Pippen. Another really nice Pippen card. Yeah, that one. I mean, a little fraying across the top edge, no fraying across the sides or the bottom. Excellent centering. Very vibrant.
You know, we were talking about the cutting on this before. We've seen a decent amount of this fraying along the top. The rest of them seem super crisp. I wonder if the uncut sheet, if Scottie Pippen is at the top, and it was the most exposed to the elements, whereas the rest of these edges were cut by blade more carefully. It's just an idea, because if you've seen some of the uncut sheets of these, they're pretty impressive. There's not that many floating around, but I have seen at one point uncut sheets of 80-81 with the Magic Bird on it. I've seen the 86-87 pictures of it. But I wonder if something we'd check on later, if the Pippen is actually at the top, because that might be a interesting observation. That's why it's so tough to get the high grade on the edge.
Interesting, yeah. But the rest of it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Really, really nice card. And then we had the Jordan sticker at the bottom, which, like all the stickers we've seen so far, definitely off-center. However, other than that, it's very nice. Very nice sticker other than the fact it's off-center. So there you go. Excellent.
I'm going to spare your viewers the pack I just opened.
Okay.
Nothing
exciting.
worth showing.
No.
Nothing.
All right. Well, that's all right. We got a Scottie.
Grab
So
another.
here, you want to grab another?
Yep.
All right. So is this our common pile over here? We'll just bring these
Yep.
over here. All right. Well, that means we got some good things coming, I think. That means I think we got some good things coming. We've got another checklist.
I'd be curious if we afterwards we can check some of the data on this. I'd be curious what the 10 checklist population is, again, because they were so often used, and marked up. Oh, another Stockton rookie.
Nice in condition there. Good Stockton rookie there for sure. Another Rodman. Look at that. We got a Stockton and a Rodman in the same pack.
How's the centering look on that Rodman?
Centering on the Rodman looks pretty good. That's a pretty solid Rodman there.
If you've seen a lot of the 88, 89 Fleer, there is a lot of up and down centering issues.
Yeah, that one's got it. That one's a little up.
This whole box, by and large, is pretty good. I mean, I've seen a lot of Jordan and Pippens that just come out and they're just deeply off-centered on a vertical standpoint. So I'm really encouraged. Like, we've gotten pretty lucky. Like, there's not been any what I would call wildly off-centered issues that we're running into here.
No, there haven't been. There's a Dominique sticker. Excellent.
I'm going to let you take this pack.
Okay.
And I'm going to open up another.
Okay. Should I show it or is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, show it. Okay. All right. Here we go. I didn't know if you were throwing the pack to the side or
No,
if you just hadn't got...
Not at all.
Not at all.
With some new names here. Jack Sikma doesn't, Dave Corzine.
Right.
Some of these comments.
True.
Clay Thompson's dad sitting in there.
That is true. Oh, there we got a Larry.
There we
got
go.
a Larry. Very nice. Very nice Larry Bird there. Excellent. Doc Rivers. Oh, and then we got the Michael
That was my
Jordan.
gift to you.
Yep, there we go. We got another Jordan. So that's number 4.
On the All-Star.
That is number 4 of the All-Star Michael Jordan. Look at that. A very nice one as well. That one is slightly off-center. Some of the others that we have are a little bit better centered than that one.
A little right left, yeah.
But that's still a great card. Still a great card. Very sharp. And yeah, it does not have the printing edge defect across the top that some of those Scottie Pippens had. That's a great card. And then we got an Akeem also on the All-Star. Oh, and a Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
In the same pack. This
was a
is
great
a solid pack.
It was a great pack.
Solid pack. Reggie Miller and Isaiah Thomas to end the pack. Solid pack. Good job. There you go. You redeemed yourself on that one.
And I will walk through this pack quickly. Another plug for my all-time fave.
There you go. Clyde the Glide. Clyde the Glide.
Got the John Stockton All-Star card.
Very cool.
Michael Cooper, a longtime Laker legend. A little Dominique action there.
There you go.
Little off-center top to bottom, but nice-looking card. Kevin Williams, Kevin McHale, Roy Hinson. And there's
there you
Michael.
go. There you go. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. We got another MJ. That one appears to be in really great shape. Really, yeah, that's
nice.
Great shape. It's really nice. Slightly off to the right, but I mean, it's barely off to the right. I mean, the centering on that one's pretty good. Slightly up, I guess, compared to the bottom. But again, it's pretty darn close. I mean, that is a nice
It's a
MJ.
solid 8, and maybe with the half point, maybe we get an 8.5.
Yeah.
I just feel like because these cards are coming out so fresh,
Yeah.
the surfaces are going to be great. The edges and the corners look great, and so if we give up a tiny bit on centering, we should be in good shape on a lot of these grades here.
Yeah, I agree.
Larry Nance, little trivia, first slam dunk champion, and then when his son mimicked his slam dunk championship winning dunk when he participated in the dunk contest, and that's it for that pack.
We got lots of 1980s basketball trivia here, courtesy of Mark.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time watching basketball and reading box scores back in the day.
Clearly, excellent. We got another Jack Sigma. We were just commenting how we got our first one. Another Larry Bird. We got seen a number of Larry Birds throughout here. Another Doc River. We've seen a lot of Doc Rivers. Charles Barkley All-Star. Magic Johnson All-Star.
The thing about the All-Stars is they're all great players. So every time you get the All-Star, you feel like you've scored because it's a great player. But I think that's probably something we'll look at the population to see if there's any ones that are uniquely tough to get in mint condition. Got the centering on these. I will say most of the cards are great centering. The centering on some of these stickers top to bottom.
Yeah, every single sticker we've had has been pretty bad centering.
Mark Eaton. Oh, we got Isaiah Thomas. Mark Eaton, 7'4", really a giant in his day. Dominique Wilkins All-Star. Dominique Wilkins regular, back-to-back.
There you go. Heavy for the Hawks.
Michael Cooper, McHale, Kevin Williams. Another.
Oh, we got a Jordan. We got another Jordan.
Check out the centering looks pretty good. I'm gonna give you some.
Yeah, let's take a look at that one.
Move some of
that one looks really good. That one looks really good. I think that one's maybe the best of the Jordans that we've seen so far. Perfect edges, perfect corners. Centering is really nice. It's slightly off to the right. The top-bottom centering on this one looks really solid.
That's what I noticed first.
The top-bottom's really, really good. This one, I mean, this was got to be at least a 9. That's got to be at least a 9. And it's probably slightly too off to the right to be a 10, but maybe not. I mean, that might be within PSA's allowable range. That is pretty close.
I was going to flip through and find my Jordan that I have of this year. I don't remember if we pulled it out here. Is a 9 or maybe it's an 8 off center, but I was going to check it out just to kind of see at least 15 years ago when it got mint 9 off center. So let's just take a look at the benchmark here.
Oh yeah, here we go. Perfect. Let me pull this one back up here very carefully.
So it's definitely my 9 off center is definitely more off center than that.
Yeah, it's up to the top. Yours is a top bottom. The left right on yours is okay, but the top bottom on yours was a real problem.
So that makes me feel like that could be a 9, no qualifiers.
Yeah, definitely a 9 with no qualifiers.
Interesting to benchmark that. I mean, every PSA grader is different every moment. I'm sure that in that facility is different, but that definitely looks like a nicely centered card.
All right, you want to pick 2, and I'll pick 2, and we'll go ahead and grab whatever 2 you think are lucky. We'll do a pack battle here for our last. We got 2 final packs each. We're gonna do a pack battle here, and so we're gonna determine who the winners are between Mark and I in these last 2 packs. Hopefully, we'll get another card or 2 to make this memorable here as we wrap up opening this box. This has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed this. Mark Price, Charles Barkley. That one's in nice shape. I'll toss him up there. Charles Oakley.
I'm going to interrupt you there for my top card.
Oh gosh! All right. Well, Mark takes an early lead with the Dennis Rodman on top.
Give it a little wipe from that sugar. It's not a stain. It's the gum, but it's just the sugar. Make it a little sweeter on top.
Yes, that is a good way to start the pack battle right there. Yep.
All right. Let's leave him. Put him up there. And I can tell you, at a PSA 9 or 10, that you want to check that out?
Yeah, I was just seeing kind of what that looked like, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a little off to the right and a little fray on top. Top bottom's okay on that one.
You're just putting down my card because is that a my pack?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that
friendly
one.
Competition?
We'll see about that one. All right, well, I've been kind of striking out so far here, so I need a little Jordan luck. I need something to happen. Byron Scott's not going to get it done. Oh man, my all-stars are Byron Scott and Alvin Robertson. Come on now. I got to do better than that.
Pulled another Barkley, but
Moses Malone.
Super special.
Isaiah. All right. Well, my pack was a little bit disappointing. Certainly no Rodman caliber, no Rodman-esque in my pack.
Look, for all you Dan Shays fans out there,
Dan
Shays, but mostly you just got to appreciate the throwback uniform. The old Denver Nuggets uniform.
The Nuggets uniforms are nice, man. Those were nice old uniforms right there.
All right, so I took that one. Dennis Rodman takes that.
You definitely took that one. So I basically need to catch up here.
I'm rooting for you too.
I need a Pippen or a Jordan to catch up. Here. That's what I got to get. I got 15 cards to get it done. Let's go. Oh, I saw the red and black, but it's not. It's Horace Grant. Not that Horace Grant's a bad one, but it ain't Pippen or Jordan. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Got a Kareem.
Kareem.
That's a nice Kareem.
Card.
Nice Kareem. Nice Kareem. All right, I got one left one to uncover. One last one to uncover in the middle. Alvin Robertson again. All right, I think you got this one, Mark. I think you got this one.
We'll see what happens.
But take it home here. Take it home here.
To pull the Ewing sticker. I see a Magic Johnson already.
No printing
no printing
defect
dot,
on
and
that
the centering looks.
Yeah, that one looks real
really
sharp.
nice on that.
That's a real one. That's a real one. Top, bottom, left, right. That's a nice one right there. Yeah.
Muggsy Bogues, Terry Cummings. Again, the Terry Cummings John Paxson I feel like has made its way through here a few times. Oh, a Patrick Ewing. It's a nice card there. John Williams. This is our last few. Roy Tarpley.
We're gonna end with a Clyde the Glide though. That's
finally without much, a little bit of printing defects there, but it's a nice card for me personally. And Jay Vincent, a lot of fraying on the edge. It's kind of interesting to note that we really haven't seen that, but it's got fraying on the edge and the top. But anyway, that concludes the pack.
There we go.
The box.
Congratulations.
All right.
I think we did great.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We can enjoy. We can look through these and the submission. That'll be the next big step. We'll see if our eyes if our grading is as good as some of our eyes, because it looks like we've got some really good cards here.
So expect to see a follow-up episode where we will reveal the PSA grades on these cards. If we submit PSA bulk, that episode will probably be about 3 to 4 years from now. Hopefully we'll get a little quicker turnaround than that. But anyway, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching out there. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did. And honestly, I think we did great with this box. It is certainly, the enjoyment factor was there, the fun was there, and if we can land any 10s from some of those that we pulled, the money might actually be there in return as well. So this was a great time. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Mark, for participating.
Absolutely, this is great.
It's been awesome, and I'll see you back in a few days with my next episode. Take care, everybody.